Today we're diving into one of the most powerful and inspiring stories of resistance in American history, the Underground Railroad. It's a story all about secrets, incredible bravery, and a relentless fight for freedom. So let's get into it.
All right, here's our game plan. We'll start by looking at the divided nation that made it all necessary. Then, we'll crack the code of the secret railroad. After that, we'll meet some of the heroic faces of freedom, really understand the risks everyone took, and finally, explore why this story of liberation still matters so much.
To really get what the Underground Railroad was all about, we have to go back in time, to the early 1800s. America was a country with a massive contradiction at its core. It was called the land of the free, but millions of people were enslaved.
Now, when you hear the name Underground Railroad, what's the first thing that pops into your head? Are you picturing actual trains, secret tunnels running beneath the earth? It's a really powerful image, but how real was it?
Well, here's the twist. It wasn't underground at all. And nope, it wasn't a railroad either. The name was actually a brilliant metaphor, a secret code for a system designed to move people toward one single destination, freedom.
And the need for a system like this? It was born from a truly brutal reality. For millions of enslaved African Americans, life was just a constant fight. They were stripped of their freedom, their families, their basic human rights. So trying to escape wasn't just a choice, it was a life-or-death gamble.
Okay, so if it wasn't a real railroad with tracks and trains, then what was it exactly? How did this whole thing manage to operate in complete secrecy?
You see, the Underground Railroad wasn't built from steel and wood, it was built from people. It was this incredible secret network of allies, of safe houses, of hidden trails that stretched from the slave states in the south up to the free states in the north, and for many, all the way into Canada.
And to keep everyone safe, they used a secret code based on railroad terms. A conductor, for example, wasn't driving a train. They were a brave guide leading people to safety. A station wasn't a depot, it was a safe house where you could rest and hide. And the station master? That was the person who risked everything to give you that shelter.
This entire operation ran on one thing: absolute trust. It was most active in the years leading up to the Civil War, and every single move was shrouded in secrecy. Journeys almost always happened at night, moving quietly under the stars from one safe point to the next, always trying to stay one step ahead of danger. But a network is just an idea, right? It's the people who make it real. So, let's talk about some of the incredibly courageous individuals who became legends of this movement.
And you can't talk about the Underground Railroad without talking about the one and only Harriet Tubman. She is, by far, the most famous conductor. Born into slavery, she managed to escape to freedom herself, but then she did something truly heroic. She decided to go back. Just think about that for a second. Over a dozen times, she willingly went back into the danger she had just escaped. And in total, she personally guided around 70 people to freedom. The most amazing part, she famously never lost a single passenger.
So while Harriet Tubman was the master of the secret escape, another hero, Frederick Douglass, was fighting the battle out in the open. After his own daring escape from slavery, he became one of the most powerful and influential voices, calling for an end to it. Douglass's impact was huge. He used his incredible gift for speaking to tell the world about the true horrors of slavery. He also helped raise money that was essential for keeping the railroad running. And maybe most importantly, his words helped change the hearts and minds of so many people.
Now, as amazing as Tubman and Douglass were, they couldn't do it alone. Not a chance. Their work was only possible because of a whole web of brave people. So let's take a look at the incredible risks that every single one of them faced.
We're talking about the unsung heroes here. People like Levi Coffin, a Quaker who was often called the president of the Underground Railroad. We're talking about countless free black families in the North who opened their homes. And of course, abolitionists, both black and white, who were all united by a simple, unshakable belief that slavery was wrong, period.
So what was actually on the line for them? For every person involved in this incredibly dangerous operation, what did they stand to lose?
The dangers were just off the charts for everyone. For the helpers, the conductors, and station masters, getting caught could mean getting arrested, facing massive fines, or even violence. But for those seeking freedom, the risks were even worse. Capture meant being dragged back to face horrific punishment, and the journey itself was a battle against slave catchers, starvation, sickness, and just sheer exhaustion.
And yet, despite all of that, thousands of people made the attempt. They looked at those terrifying odds and decided that even the slightest chance of freedom was worth risking everything they had.
So all of this happened a long, long time ago. Why is it so critical that we remember this story? What's the real, lasting legacy of this incredible network of courage? The thing is, the story of the Underground Railroad isn't just history. It's a lesson that is absolutely timeless. It's one of the greatest examples in history of what we can achieve with courage, with teamwork, and with a refusal to just sit back and accept injustice. And that might be the most inspiring part of all. The people who made this happen weren't kings or generals. They were farmers, teachers, ministers. They were formerly enslaved people themselves, just ordinary people who, by working together, did something truly extraordinary. This history is such a powerful reminder of what moral courage can accomplish, even against what seem like impossible odds. And it leaves us with a question to think about. Where is that same kind of courage needed most in our world today?